Secondary and tertiary educators are learning how to use GIS to incorporate it into the curriculum. GIS, an interdisciplinary tool, is being used across the world to deliver lessons in just about every subject area. While it seeks to introduce its technology to classrooms in Belize, it is about engaging students in a different way.
Looking at things with this geographical perspective helps students understand material, whether it's history or mathematics or science or social studies, whatever it might be. It really can be used across the curriculum. And it has to do with understanding how geography and these types of arrangements influence history and social studies and different science. We were just doing something with latitude and longitude lines and grid systems, which is something that students are required. It's a compulsory part of the exam, the CXC exam that students are going to take prior to university, and that's a lot of math in that too. So I know that the teachers here who are math teachers are understanding how even these types of maps can be used to help explain mathematical concepts about reference systems, XY grids, for example. But what we're doing right now is really the lowest barrier, the lowest threshold right here, where we're giving these educators ideas for short 15-minute, 20-minute things in a course, which help students engage with the material differently. We're not saying you're not going to be teaching the same science, the same social studies, whatever it might be, but here's a really fun, easy to use, interactive, computer-based, internet-based platform that students can often be quite comfortable with. And when they're spending more time with the material, they're interacting with it with a different way. It's different to have a computer, to be clicking on a computer where you can pan and zoom and click on something and have information pop up, versus some of the traditional ways.
While participants are only getting a basic introduction to this technology, they welcome the idea to use it in the classroom. Today, they get to use the technology and see for themselves just how far-reaching it can be in lesson delivery, knowledge retention, and other areas that extend beyond the classroom.
I think one of the things that we biggest fight in terms of education is getting children to be interested, to want to come to school. And this is one way of making education both interesting and relevant, because they're learning in a way and also learning a skill that they could make them employable in the near future.
What opportunities you see to use GIS in mathematics?
Well, as a teacher educator, just for primary schools, I said one of the things, as I go and observe teachers, I find out, okay, we teach children how to use a measuring tape to measure. And many of them find it boring, they find it, and we end up having behavioral problems, not necessarily because the children are mischievous or they are bad children, it's just because they're bored, they want to do more.
I can see where the G.I.S. training and what we now are becoming aware of, how this could begin to change the situation so that our primary school children can have a richer learning experience as long as teachers are willing to embrace the opportunities that they have. I realize that in looking at the training, there's a wealth of information that can be given to the students, or the students could be allowed to discover for themselves. And it lays a very good foundation for them who will move on to the high school and sit the CSEC exams in, say, geography, social studies, and other subjects where they will need to interpret what they see in pictures, etc.
Loretta Palacio of TBSL says that the GIS Interactive Workshop seeks to get Belize caught up with best practices and will help both teachers and students.
Are joining in on the best practices. We want our students to be competitive, not only in the classroom, in their education, but in their careers. So if we prepare them now, we help the educators to be aware of the direction, then it will be passed on to our students. We met with Ministry of Education last week, and the comment was, this is timely. At the end of the day, we're hoping that our educators will be enlightened, empowered, to see the role of this technology in improving the delivery of math, in science, social studies, all the different subject areas, because it has been proven that when you use geospatial technology, GIS, Geographic Information Systems, in education, it enhances learning and it opens up a world of opportunities for our students.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.